Hello, everybody, and welcome to your week ahead energy reading. Again, this week I'm feeling called to make this a timeless reading, meaning that whenever you find this relates to your week ahead. For those of you that are finding this at the start of July, there's a lot happening astrologically over the next week. So in addition to this reading, please go find your favorite astrologer and dive into exactly what to expect with some of the big transits happening, particularly Uranus into Gemini, Venus into Gemini, and we've got the full moon in Capricorn happening at the end of the week. I'm going to start by pulling some cards from my Beyond Lemuria deck, and we'll see what wants to come through. Thank you. Spirit messages of the light for the best and highest good of all for the week ahead for the Mind, Body, Soul Transformation Collective. Thank you. For those of you that follow my Instagram, you will have seen there's been a lot coming through, channeled messages, particularly around songs. I think that is a message just in itself of newer ways for Spirit to communicate with you coming through and starting to really need to connect with those. New gifts coming online. My hands have been really hot. I do Reiki, but yeah, definitely some expansion of current gifts happening for us. New gifts, and as I said, new gifts coming online. We've got the solar plexus, which is our power center, radiant illumination, and then radical expansion. Anything else, Spirit? 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the deck, She of the Lotus. No, I'm just going to leave that over there. I just have noticed another deck on my desk, which I'm feeling called to look at before we dive into these 2 cards that have just come out, which again were solar plexus and radical expansion. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Message in a bottle. Oh, there's change in the wind, between worlds, and by the book. For those of you that have been watching the Instagram messages, you'll know we've already had a bit of these kind of themes this week. Round and round on the bottom, imagine to see. Very interesting energy to get us started. I'm feeling called to read this radical expansion card first. I'm definitely getting something about an expansion of our personal power, our sovereignty. I'm taking cards off the bottom of that Wisdom of Oracle deck too. So there's obviously something there if I've just been called to do that. Round and round, imagine, and to the sea. This is already unfolding very interestingly, but let's go to radical expansion. Radical expansion, living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetically you. Self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power. Solar plexus energy, definitely. Being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, letting go of judgment, creative exploration, and radical ways of being. What would it look like to live, love, and feel at full capacity? Do you imagine what it would be like? This card is about being truly and unapologetically you. The gifts you think are too bold for this world and those heartfelt experiences you believe you should hold back on might just light someone up. The physical self-expression that you dull down so that you fit in, and those dreams that seem too vast could be precisely what the world is waiting for. Do you feel you have the right to take up space? Our auras can expand manifold, but we often choose to keep them tight to our bodies, maybe for safety. But what is this construct in which we have imprisoned ourselves? Where does this subtle or not so subtle shame come from? Why not dance our most beautiful dance, dress in a way that makes us feel magnificent, and sing so our voices are heard? Considering the paradigm of our judgment in others can help us expand into authentic expression. We may not be aware of the thoughts that were imprinted in us from a young age, though through our parents, teachers, society, and the media. Separation and limitation begin with your beliefs around what is acceptable and what is not. Connection and possibility come through owning your power and embracing your responsibility to be more visible in the world, not to shy away from life. It is time for radical ways of being and thinking, and you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Having a voice is essential for power to shift back to individuals and communities outside of prescribed normality. It is time to unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radiantly unconventional gifts, and to have fun with it. Wow. Well, yeah. Very beautiful, powerful place to start. We are really being asked to step into our power. Very much an expansion upon the messages from previous weeks of really stepping into what it is that lights your soul on fire. That is your power. That is your magic. That is your gift to offer the world. And we've got message in the bottom, which for those of you that watched the video with this card the other day, you can see the little pelican thing is wearing a mask. But I am going to read that card as well because I need to link that in somehow. And then we had these three cards come out on top of each other. It's, again, very interesting how I've laid these cards out. But we've got a change in the wind, also had the other day, between worlds, and by the book. And I've laid them out like this. I'm really getting the sense of this is a moment in time. Wherever you are at this point, the astrology may be influencing this, where you are given the option to change direction, to radically shift your life into what is in alignment with what you are here to do. And you're really supported by this at the moment with the change in the wind card. Right now you are in between worlds of the life that you have been living and the life that you have been living, which is dull and dreary and grey and boring, and stepping into your magic. Like the flamingo's wearing a crown, stepping into your magic and everything you are here to. And there's like streamers all around it too, and a little hummingbird, which in another deck of mine is on a joy card. Like you are so supported in this right now, but it means stepping outside the box or what you're caged by the book, the rules that you think you need to follow, the constructs that you exist within that you think keep you safe. There might be an offer or an opportunity coming in for this. Let me read the message in the bottle card. It's a 15 card, which is the devil card in traditional tarot, and I'm feeling like I'll read it from here and we will clarify. But I'm feeling almost like on the traditional devil card, like people are chained up. So I'm almost feeling like as you like find this courage or find this reading, you're like, yeah, Donna, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have the conversation. I'm going to create the website. I'm going to start the Instagram page. I'm going to start the YouTube channel, whatever it is that you are being called. I'm going to sign up for the course. That something comes in as a temptation back to the old way of being and keeps you going round and round in the current cycle that you've been in. And then we've got like imagine or out to sea. I haven't to the sea or imagine. And I haven't seen either of these cards before, but she doesn't look happy. So it's almost like you can imagine this new future or you can be stuck out at sea. And she's in a paper boat. Something about a sinking ship. This is feeling relevant, so I'm going to share. So before I came on here to record this, and I haven't finished listening to this reading, I was listening to a reading by a great tarot reader on YouTube, 13 Moon Tarot. I love her, and she's just dropped a Taurus reading today, and I'm only about halfway through it. But part of the message was almost this idea of you existing within something that you kind of feel like this obligation to help heal someone, this obligation to help a situation, and spirit's trying to say this isn't yours to do. Like you need to get out of this. This isn't yours to do. But because of the person that you might be, you are staying in something out of loyalty, yes, but also out of like obligation and commitment to doing the right thing, to being the good person in this situation. And this is so random. This is all like coming together. I'm almost getting that whatever this incoming communication, offer, contract, I don't know, something might be, is to get you caught up in one of those cycles again, or back in the cycle of the buy the book, of the sinking ship. Again, if you follow my Instagram, I've shared 2 readings this week on a house of cards situation that you need to let fall. So this could be linked in with that collective that needed to receive that message as well. Like the fact that she's in what looks like a paper boat, but it's time to imagine a new life for yourself outside of this situation, and to realize whatever this situation is, the house of cards, the sinking ship, the thing you're trapped in, what you think you can achieve in that situation isn't real. You're lying to yourself, or you've been lied to. And you are supported right now to make a change, to step away from that, to step into your power, to step into your radical expansion, and actually step into the timeline that you are here for. These are just at the bottom of the deck besides one I took off. There's a fork in the road. Where you are currently is not for you. All that glitters, all that you think is great about the situation actually isn't. This is what you're after. You're happy. Yeah. All right, that was a big tangent. Let's go to this message in the bottle card, and we will go from there. Interesting. There's a few different messages for this card, but the one that is calling to me for this message is the protection message. Because of all that I've just shared, it is possible for some of you will also receive signs and communication for something positive, for the direction you're meant to be taking. But I just feel called to share the protection message. Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit has always had your best interests at heart and will draw your attention to what you are overlooking. The rest of the messages for this book are that there are signs or symbols or oracles or omens coming in to confirm you are headed in the right direction. One of these messages is you are on target with your purpose and your passion. You are coming into alignment with your destiny. The Spirit wants you to know that you're on the right track. Expect a call, a new opportunity, or a message from an old friend or business contact that will lead you closer to your dreams and greatest desires. Spirit has been listening to you. Oh my God, there's lots happening in this message. As I'm reading that and seeing like the 2 different options of how this card can be interpreted, I'm seeing this bottle spin. It's like that change in the wind. It's like it's spinning as if this wind, whatever that thing's called. I said that the other day too. I sort of can't remember what those things are called. But it's spinning like that. And maybe it's doing that because there's 2 messages here. And what's interesting about that is when I went to start this reading, I split this original deck, the Lemuria deck, into 2 piles. And I was like, why have I done that? Maybe there's 2 messages here today. It's feeling like there are 2 messages here today. So I'm going to try to keep this really clear. Okay, well, then let me rehash. So we've got an opportunity and a calling from Spirit right now to step into what lights our soul on fire. There is a change in the wind that is supporting us to do this, to step in between worlds, from what has been to what can be. And what can be is that the most beautiful, prosperous, amazing life possible. But it means stepping outside the box, stepping outside the rules, not feeling obligated to exist within sinking ships, house of cards, whatever it is that you might exist within, that you think you are serving a positive purpose, and that is why you're staying from a point of loyalty or obligation or savior complex, whatever it might be. You staying there isn't it's not only not going to help those people or that situation, it's not going to help you. There is some communication coming in that you're really going to have to sit with, is actually what I'm going to say there, because of how this bottle's spinning, it could go either way. It could be communication tempting you back into what you were already in, or it could be the communication coming in to offer you this new opportunity that is aligned with your path, that is your happy, that's not going to leave you lost out at sea or keep you trapped in the cycle that you've been trapped in. Yeah, I just had a look at the To the Sea card too, in terms of the messages in the book. And again, they can be really positive or they can be a warning message here. So part of this message is, isn't it wonderful when you feel in the flow of life, when events, conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions and allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. This card that we had out just before from the bottom of the deck, the fork in the road. The image I'm getting, whoever this message resonates with, you're standing at a fork in the road right now, but I'm almost kind of getting that until you respond to making a definitive step, you're going to be straddling both of these roads. Like when I'm saying there's two messages coming through, there is like this warning message of you're going to get trapped in this cycle and this exciting opportunity over here. And what's just come through is no decision is also a decision. I feel like I'm being called out by spirit right now. I don't know how you are all feeling, but no decision is a decision. You are at a fork in the road. And if you don't make a decision, you will straddle both paths until your indecision ultimately is the decision that pulls you onto one path. And probably, given you are existing on one side of these worlds right now, if you don't make a decision to actually step into this world, you're going to stay stuck in that one. This is very similar to a message I've recorded this morning that I'll also upload onto YouTube about the global energy right now of a fear path versus a hope peace path. We're really in between worlds right now. Yeah, it's almost like you're standing on the bridge in between the worlds and you have to choose. You have to choose what way to head to get onto land, get out of from sea, choose your island, choose your side of the river, whatever that bridge is across, choose the world you want to live in. Because ultimately that bridge is going to collapse, break, the paper ship's going to sink, the house of cards is going to fall, and you'll end up where the current takes you, which likely, if you haven't taken action, will be back where you were. That's not the path, that's not the timeline, that's not the world that you want to exist within. Right. I guess that probably explains why. Oh my gosh, this feels, how do I describe how this reading feels? Yeah, it feels like I'm reading for two parallel timelines right now. Chills as I say that, so I am. Lots of chills. So then in clarifying these messages, I'm going to use two different decks, which I actually have out on my desk from what I thought I was going to use for that world reading that I was just talking about before, the world energy reading. That was a channeled song message that came through that was quite heavy. All right. I feel like this, occasionally I have readings like this that really feel like they stretch me in terms of just in a beautiful way. And maybe that's part of this message too, that to step into your power, to step into this radical expansion is going to stretch you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to feel difficult to see how all the pieces come together. And it's going to be tempting to want to go back to the comfort of the old way of doing things. This message in the bottle card, the other thing I've just noticed is the pelican is holding a telescope. And it's like, I just got this message, like this communication is going to come in while you're on the bridge. And this is so strange. Interesting card that I've just split to. This communication is going to come in while you're on the bridge, and depending on what action you've taken will be the land that you see. So therefore will be the message that you receive. So if you've taken a lot of action towards this radical expansion, you'll be far enough along the bridge that offer will come in. You'll be in alignment with an offer to come in that is the path that you want to be on, is the new world, is the change that you're heading towards. If you haven't taken action, I'm feeling called out, guys. If you haven't taken action, this will be this temptation back into the old way of being. And I do think it's going to be a temptation. It's going to feel like a good offer, but ultimately it's not going to get you where you want to go. We've got the journey card here, just where I split the deck, and you'll notice there's almost like two paths again. It's like this light, bright, sunny, happy path, and this back into the darkness path, and a butterfly down the bottom. Like this is so two paths. You're straddling both paths. You're standing right here in the middle right now. Maybe we need to read that. Okay, so the descriptions in this book are quite long, but I'm just going to read part of the present aspect of this card. Our journey is here to learn from. We break patterns of behavior and repeating cycles by seeing the truth of our past actions and understanding that if something did not work for us on several occasions in our past, then maybe here in the present, a different path should be taken. We learn from mistakes of our past and action that learning in the present. If we do not learn the lessons our past experiences have offered, we will repeat the experiences again and again until we learn, and in doing so break the cycle. Allow yourself to be free to live, love, and laugh fearlessly. See potential, opportunities, and possibilities as you set your feet on a path to a new destination, instead of returning to the old ones. Give yourself permission to enjoy the moments that you are experiencing in the now fully and completely. Okay, you get to choose what you do right now. You are straddling two paths. You have to take action though. Again, no decision is a decision. So this deck is going to, this is the Dreams of Gaia deck. This deck, as I shuffle and ask for messages, is going to represent the path that is the current path for you. I'm going to ask for overall messages regarding the path that is, I guess the current path that you are on. What do the collective need to know? Messages that are of the light and for the best and highest good of all. Thank you, Spirit. What do the collective need to know about the current path? It's too many. The collective need to know about the current path. Anything else, Spirit? So the cards that came out were the Six of Wands, which is usually success. I'm not getting that far from the card though. And the Nine of Wands, which is usually like wounded warrior, not really realizing how close you are to a new beginning, new future, the end of the current cycle. It won't be hard to get across this bridge. I'm going to start by this card, which is bottom of the deck, and it kind of looks like a devil card, doesn't it? With like card tricks, the horns, the red. Five of Earth, Five of Pentacles usually has a different meaning, but in this deck it says easy options, easy money, convenience, deception, unnecessary risk, addiction, blame. So it's definitely got that devil kind of energy. And I actually had put the deck right under the message in the bottle card, which was a 15 card, which made me think of the devil card. It says, when the 5 of Earth card appears, awareness is of key importance. Something is not right. Someone is not as they seem. Someone lies and deceives, and that someone could be you. Could it be that you are lying to yourself and those around you? It might not be deliberate deception, but it is deception nonetheless. The 5 of Earth card can also symbolize the devil inside of you, who encourages you to take the easy way out, to look for options that lead to instant gratification instead of putting in the hard work that yields enduring success. This trickster is the beautiful con man whose sweet words encourage you to believe your own lies and deceptions. He caters to your weakness and addictions, dealing out easy lies instead of hard truths. He tells you to blame others for all that is wrong, disappointments, heartache, past failures, and missed opportunities, instead of taking responsibility for your own choices and actions. Wherever the deception lays at this time, there may be some basis for your doubts and questions. Your inner voice is telling you to look closer and see beyond selfish desires and blame so that you can perceive the truth. Be honest with yourself, or heartache and disappointment may well follow. There's so much that was coming through for me as I read that. So I guess we were talking about the path that keeps you where you currently are. That is the current timeline that technically you're on, even though you're kind of straddling both, because you have this opportunity right now to step into this new path that takes you to this new world. A couple of things that were coming through there was this image that I've seen a couple of times on social media lately around kind of the two paths humanity on right now at this moment in time. This one that is like sold to us as exciting and will make our lives easier, and like it's that, honestly, it's the AI path, and even some of like the trickster, the con man, he caters to your weaknesses, dealing out lies instead of hard truths. He tells you to blame others. He uses sweet words of encouragement. How much is that AI for us right now? Offers us the easy way out, but we're going to miss opportunities if we choose the path of comfort, be it technological comfort or whatever might be offered to us in this current path, in this current timeline. We're missing the opportunity for this, for radical expansion of ourselves as the human collective, actually, as individuals within that, of course, but actually as a human collective. We have the chance right now to step into a timeline, to step into a path that takes humanity beyond what we can possibly imagine in terms of what we are capable of, what we're able to create, the lives that we're able to live. And it will be sold to us that we need systems and structures and technology and whatever else for that pathway to stay on the current path, because that is where you'll find success. It's the by the book path. It is the following the rules. It is the doing what you're told will bring you safety and security. But you really need to connect with your inner truth right now. And that means including watching out for the inner devil that's going to tempt you to stay in the place of comfort. So the other two cards we had were the 6 of Wands and the 9 of Wands, which have a very different meaning in this deck than traditional tarot deck. This one is talking about resolution and kind of two sides of a situation, mediation in some situations. It says the 6 of Fire represents a time of healing through mediation, negotiation, or arbitration. It is a time when communication and diplomacy is required in order to end a conflict or dispute. If lines of communication remain open and both parties are willing, the conflict can be resolved. However, there are often times when both parties find themselves unable to find or maintain the middle ground, and they must continue to work or play a part in each other's lives. A mediator is required to negotiate or arbitrate a truce. That's interesting that just came through. There are two sides to every disagreement, and there are times when both parties involved can be right and times when both parties can be wrong. For there to be a good outcome, both parties must first be willing to at least hear each other's points of view. And there are times when that will only happen if a mediator steps in to hear both sides without bias. Okay. Oh my God. We just got a third layer to this message, and we kind of had it at the start, actually. But then I got down into the individual level. Let me start individual level first. because of exactly what we're talking about here, like you're on this bridge, you're on this point of two paths, you're kind of figuring out which side of those is the right path to take within your mind. It's like you've got the angel on one side, the devil on the other side. That is oversimplifying it. You've got the comfort path on one side that's going, choose me, and you've got the like radical expansion path on the other side that's going, this is what you need to do. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it's going to stretch you, but come with me. And you're really trying to work between those two. With the mediator part of this card, I really am almost getting this sense that some of you may benefit from a coach in navigating and stepping into this awesome guidance of some description. I am available if you want to check out my website, mindbodysoulalchemy.com.au, for both of those services. But there are many other beautiful coaches and guides out there as well that can also support you in navigating what is a really big transition point in our lives right now. The next card, the Nine of Wands, which I mentioned before, is usually like the wounded warrior, just not realizing how close they are to the end of a challenging chapter, is again very different in this deck. So let me give you some of that. The Nine of Fire symbolizes attainment and the ease that comes with knowing what to do with the knowledge and practical skills earned through study, hard work, and dedication. It symbolizes fruition and putting knowledge and learning into practice. It's about having found and putting to use mental and physical processes that work for you. The process used is executed with ease, and as a result, you create or fulfill your role with the same ease. This is an affirming card that symbolizes moving through life with confidence. I was struggling with how this is the lower timeline, and I've just realized it's this message in the bottle. It's this phone call at this midpoint of the bridge that gets on the phone and says, we need you. Don't leave us. We need you. You can help save us. You are really good at your job. You can do this with ease. It is easy. You have so much experience. Come back. We'll offer you more money. We'll offer you more flexibility. We'll offer you whatever it takes to keep you trapped in this cycle. And that's going to be a real ego boost. There were a few other words that were coming through that I can't say on YouTube. It's going to be a real ego boost. It's also going to be really tempting from a safety and security point of view rather than stepping into the complete unknown. And ultimately, you have free will. I wouldn't encourage that. But you do. You have free will. I'd encourage you to have faith that this new path will bring through more than you can actually imagine right now. All right, we're going to move on to the Unveiling the Golden Age deck, which seems perfect for the new path, the new world, the new timeline, the radical expansion timeline, and just find out what is it that we need to know about that. And I'll figure out how I want to wrap this up, if there's anything more we need after that. That card was action beyond the ordinary. So when I said before, no decision is a decision, when you're taking action, it needs to be, you're going to have to take some big steps. Again, this is going to stretch you. It's not going to be as easy. There's that card again. Whoa. And what's that? Harmony and adversity. It's not going to be that easy. This path is going to stretch you. It's going to require, remember this card from a couple of months ago? Courageous alignment. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. All right, let's see. Thank you, Spirit, for this higher timeline, this new path, this radical expansion path. What do the collective need to know? Probably too many. I'll keep them. I'll just see if something else comes out as well, though. I feel like when we got that, what was that card I just said? Courageous alignment. I feel like we also had this card in that deck, sovereign cohesion, which is the Emperor card. Yeah, we definitely did. Maybe I will link to that reading in this description. I don't recall much of that reading, but it feels like it's coming back up now for a reason. And sovereign cohesion came out. So yes, I will link to that reading. Anything else, Spirit, that you want us to know regarding this radical expansion timeline? Harmony and adversity, which is the Five of Wands card. Oops. That one kind of did fall out. I don't know what it is. It says autonomous initiator. Navigate from the heart. New Earth transition. I'm just going to put them back in because it's too many. Maybe just one more, Spirit, if you've got one more. Anything else? One more shuffle. The Great Central Sun at the bottom of the deck. And shadow clearing, the catalyst. I'm just going to cover her up a bit. The other two cards that just fell out were, and then I'll show you all of them, Microcosm and Heartful Communications, which are also Artful Communications. All right. Oh, interesting. And we've got Macrocosm. I thought I was nearly done. Sorry. Buckle up. Buckle up. We've got how the cards came out is actually lined up with every card I had right here in front of me. Where do we even start? So, as I said, the Emperor came out. I am going to link that other reading down here below. I've popped that on top of the solar plexus chakra. For here it says sovereign cohesion. Let me go to the book and just remind myself of the wording they had. Okay, so sovereign cohesion, the Emperor, mythical guardian. Honor your boundaries and maintain them with integrity. Lead by example. Again, I've put this with the solar plexus card, so I'm really feeling like this is stepping into your power, like the actual Emperor that you are, which means in a really balanced, beautiful way. It says this archetype of firmness together with fairness alongside knowledge, expertise, and rationality. When we embody and emanate security and stability, others feel safe and trusting. Drawing this card in a reading calls you to be strategic, responsible, and disciplined. Adhere to the plan until it's complete. This card may invite you to take on a leadership role or welcome more of this energy into your current reality. Because the next card is this harmony and adversity card, and I kept getting this sense of you need to take real action towards choosing this path, towards radical expansion. That's Emperor energy. That's divine masculine energy. It's action. It's discipline. It's stepping into your power. It's claiming your power and having boundaries in place to make sure that anything that is I've lost the card. Anything that is going to try and pull you off course or pull you back into this old cycle can't get at you because you are so set in your way. And by doing that, the people that are on the other path or feeling fear and thinking they need to maintain their life by the book for safety and security and stability are going to see you embodying exactly what they're actually wanting for but don't have in their current timeline in this new timeline. You are a leader of this new timeline. Oh, wow. Harmony and Adversity, which is the 5 of Light Codes, 5 of Wands card in this deck. 26. Harmony in Adversity, which is the 5 of Wands card, anchoring light. That is a big part of this. Like as you step into what is a really challenging time, and there will be challenges in you taking this path, you are actually anchoring that light. You're stepping into that leadership role. And yeah, that is incredibly powerful. The word alchemy just came through. You are, by alchemizing the conflict that exists within you, even just you alone, let alone the people that are going to be trying to pull you back into your old timeline, by alchemizing that into your new path, by channeling that energy into creating what it is that you are here to create, you are anchoring light into this world. I'm just going to read the very first sentence of this book. It says, this card acknowledges the presence of conflict, whether inner or outer. There may be tension present, and its push-pull energy seeks change and metamorphosis, which is what you are doing. The next one was Autonomous Initiator, which is the Paladin of Light Codes, which must be the Knight of Wands in this deck. Again, anchoring light because it's light codes or Wands energy. You are fully charged, moving forward in leaps and bounds as you bring your ideas into reality. The full power and passionate energy of this card indicates a sense of enthusiasm for bringing an idea into being. Having this fire inside you outweighs any fears that you might have about the potential dangers or challenges ahead. If anything, the idea of an adventure is part of the thrill. This card reminds you that leaning into calculated risks has afforded you a lot of confidence. Through the growth and expansiveness you've experienced, there is a sense that you can take on the world. So we've then got the 7 of Earth Guardians, Sky, which is 7 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot deck, and I've put that over the Change in the Wind card. Then we've got the Lights Collect, which is the World card, and I've put it over the In Between Worlds card, which the World card in the traditional tarot means end of a cycle. And then we've got Macrocosm, 2 of Earth Guardians, which is 2 of Pentacles, which is by the book. And 2 of Pentacles is like kind of like the juggling of options almost in the traditional tarot. Macrocosm. I don't know if I showed you that close. So we've got Macrocosm there. But we also have the Microcosm card that I've pulled out, well, that came out as well, and Heartful Communication. I don't want to spend too much time reading all of these, but I'm going to because they've all got big messages. All right. The Sky, 7 of Earth Guardians. When making decisions, consider the bigger picture and future impacts. Know that your choices matter. This card reminds you to remember the bigger picture when making decisions or investment. It inspires us to examine our responsibilities and how our actions impact the wider world. Consider a longer timeline when choosing where to focus your energy. What does this project, relationship, and planet need right now? That is also an investment for the future. Take a bird's-eye view, macrocosm, and raise your perspective, where you see how everything is interconnected. There may be aspects you are not currently seeing that are important in informing your choices and the best way forward. This card image represents pollinators. These little beings are so crucial for the future of our ecosystem. They may be small, but they have significant responsibilities. Choose where to put your energies. It's time to consider more than just short-term pleasures and quick fixes. Even if they seem more affordable right now, the cost further down the line will be higher. So yeah, that card's really asking you to think, where do you want us to be going? Where do you want your life going? Where do you want the life of those around you going? Where do you want humanity going? That is the energy you need to sit in, to lead from, to move from, to feel passionate about, and to not only make a decision, but take radical action. Very quickly, the lights collect the world card. You have reached the destination of your recent journey. Take time to integrate all you learned and experienced before setting out on the next one. This energy of this card suggests you are at a point of completion, radiant with achievement and fulfillment from the work it has taken you to get here. It's now time to bask in your accomplishments. You have a sense of wholeness, that things have turned full circle. So this deck again is called Unveiling the Golden Age, and the image of this card was created as she was getting near to finishing this deck, and it says, this image is as close as it gets to the triumph of actualizing this intention, a global breakthrough, a quantum leap into the next epoch, with Gaia radiant in the synergy, happiness, and freedom of all her beings. Through the forces of duality coalescing, wholeness is returning and Eden is being restored, its heart space resonance emanating through the universe. It is about people across the globe coming together in joyful devotion and active embodiment to create a sustainable and harmonious future for our planet. As their light emanates, it awakens those around them. Before we know it, all the rays will touch and cover the earth in bright light to bring about a shift in consciousness. That's what this is all about. That is what this is all about. You're part of creating the shift in the world, of taking back our power, of seeing the big picture and the little picture and moving and communicating from your heart. I'm actually not going to read these cards. That feels like the perfect place to end. But I do just want to show you these two cards. Like, these choices that you make right now, either way, actually, I was going to say particularly to step onto this higher timeline, either way affect the macrocosm. They affect the universe. More than probably many of us know. And they also affect us right down to our DNA. That's how big this is. That's why it's going to take courageous alignment. That's why it's going to take creating harmony in adversity, because things will try and pull us back into the old way of being. That's why it's going to take sovereign cohesion of us coming together and stepping into our leadership roles and moving from our heart, moving from our passion, letting our heart and our passion drive us on this journey, and understanding the impact that we as one being in this whole universe is actually having in this shift. Thank you for those of you that stayed to the end of this reading. I am overwhelmed by the most beautiful emotions right now. I would encourage you to maybe even rewatch this reading, because I know for some of us, me included, at the start of this message, I was feeling really called out in terms of making a decision that I know I need to make. And I feel like I'm not alone in that. I feel like many of us are stepping onto paths that we don't know what they look like. We don't know where they start. We don't even know how to find the start of them or what they're going to bring. But they are so freaking important. They are so important. And your soul knows that. That's why it's making you so uncomfortable in what you are in right now. Despite the safety and security and whatever else it might bring you, it's why you feel so uncomfortable. It is your time to step onto this new timeline, to step onto this new path, to take radical action and to create this new earth together.